Welcome back to the Joseph Graham Show. Super excited today. I have on my show Jonathan Mast. Now, I met you through our good buddy Jeff Ross when we did a thing for the LA Tribune on AI. I think last might have been September, October of last
I
year. I
would
don't
say
remember
last
exactly when.
fall. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, last fall. And we've been talking about getting together, and then, life happens. I was traveling, you were doing stuff. So I'm super happy to have you on the show. I know you're an AI expert. I know you do a lot of stuff, but in your own words, give people a little bit of information on who you are, who you help, and what you do.
Oh, thanks, Joe. I appreciate being here. Yeah, so I'm Jonathan Mast. I'm an AI nut. I love AI. I believe it's an incredible tool to help us amplify our skill and experience. And I guess, unique because I'm the AI guy that doesn't believe it's a magical money tree that's going to make us millions of dollars, but I also don't believe that it's evil. And it seems like people tend to fall into one of those two segments. The third thing I'm not is I'm not a futurist. So I'm not going to talk about how AI can help us a year or 5 years or 10 years down the road. I really like talking, Joe, about what AI can do today. In other words, if you're listening to the podcast, my goal is that by the time you're done with this, you've literally pulled out your phone or hopped on your computer and started doing something based on something we talked about. Because I really want it to be practical. Fundamentally, I believe that AI, like I said, amplifies skill and experience. And what I do today, my background is digital marketing. I've worked for and ran agencies for the last probably close to 30 years. And I believe, I spend my time now, I should say, coaching business leaders and their teams how to leverage AI to really achieve three things: save time, make more money, and deliver more value to the clients. And the really cool thing is we can do all three at the exact same time with AI.
No, I love that. So you're not thinking it's the end of the world like Terminator. You're not thinking
Nope.
like if you just set it in go, it's going to make billions of dollars. And I like the fact that you've been in the space for a while because a lot of times we've seen this. The new thing comes out, and then there's the AI experts or the crypto experts or the other. But I know
Oh,
you've
yeah.
done this for a while, real-time data, actually know what you're doing. So I think that's good.
No, we do. In fact, a couple of friends of mine that are not in the AI space have recently gotten into the AI space, and I kid them offline about the fact that the three things you were before you were an AI expert, and they're like, yeah, but it's a huge market. I'm like, I get it, but it's like switching horses and going, oh, that's a better horse. I'm going to switch that horse and become a new expert. But yeah, I've been doing this. I literally left the agency that I was at and running, Joe, because I found that AI let me get so much more done. I am, by the way, that quintessential ADD entrepreneur. Yes, I was diagnosed 12 years ago. I am legitimately, I have it. And it caused some issues. But now that I have AI and have learned to embrace it, Joe, I feel like it's a freaking superpower now. And so, yeah, we'll talk more about that, I'm sure, as we go along.
Yeah, no, I love that because what I found, and I got this from a dude named Justin Breen, so I can't say that it was my original thought, but I love it.
Fair
Most high
enough.
achievers have ADHD or dyslexia. I have both. They have a chip on their shoulder. They had a major traumatic event, and then they are either have a high EQ or a high IQ. And that just seems it's not the box fits everyone, but most people I
Oh, no,
know
yeah, no,
fall into that.
we got to start somewhere. Absolutely.
And but the thing I like most about what you just said there is that you use it to help enhance what you do. So for
Oh,
the
yeah.
people that are listening here, there's a lot of first-time salespeople, there's entrepreneurs, there are business owners, stuff like that. How would you suggest getting into the AI world and not getting screwed by, like we mentioned, not that your friends are, but there are a lot of fake AI experts that were fitness
Oh,
experts
yeah.
that were primeval I don't know, whatever expert they were before that, crypto, like the hoppers. I
Yeah,
don't
I
want
say
to deal with
they,
hoppers.
have been MLM, they've been marketing, they've been crypto, they've been everything else. They were email, then they were video. I mean, yeah, they've bounced around. We all know who they are, so that they can go unsaid.
Yeah. So how do you help people when they're coming to you with an idea like they're saying, hey, Josh or Jonathan, I don't know anything about AI. I know that like ChatGPT, I can put cool things in and it will give me something. How do you help someone start formulating? They have an idea, but using AI to help streamline that idea.
Well, the first thing I do is I try to help them understand that the tools they use are far less important than they believe. In other words, if you have access to ChatGPT, it'll get 90% of what you need done. If you've got access to Copilot from Microsoft, I'm sorry, but it'll still get 90% of it done. If you've got access to Google Gemini, in the past that's been a problem. Now their new models are really good. whatever model you have access to is sufficient to allow you to make monumental gains. So before you go on the quest that most of us in the business world and the sales world do, because let's face it, as sales reps, we all love something that keeps us away from prospecting that we think in our mind is going to help us. Sorry, I'm a
Yep.
sales rep, but at least that's how I've always lived.
Yep.
Oh, this will be good, and I don't have to prospect if I do this, so I can go look for the perfect AI tool.
Yep.
It doesn't exist. And if it did exist, it'd be outdated next week because AI is changing so rapidly. So use the tool you have. That's the first thing I tell everybody. Don't get into the, oh, I need this tool because this is going to let me do more. Maybe, but you're not going to. It'd be like me driving a Lamborghini. Yes, it could probably get me to the grocery store faster, but it couldn't haul my groceries any better. I wouldn't be any more comfortable. And at the end of the day, it would probably not get me there much faster because I still got there's stop signs and traffic and everything else. So you don't need the Lamborghini. My minivan works just great for a grocery getter. It's fine. And ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, any of those, they're really the same way. So start with what you have in front of you. And then what I encourage people to do, Joe, practically and pragmatically, is find those things in your day that you go, I know I need to do this, but good Lord, I really don't love this part of my job.
Mhm.
And use AI to help you do that better and faster. Not to replace it. It's not something you can just hand it off to AI and go, oh my gosh, I hate prospecting. I'm going to hand. No, it's not going to work that way. Had somebody in my group over the weekend. I think, I've got a large Facebook group. We've got about 360,000 people in it. And they're like, how do I have AI do prospecting for me? And I'm like, you don't. And they're like, but. And I'm like, AI can help you prospect better. AI can help
Mhm.
you prospect faster. AI can help you be more effective, but it can't do it for you. And that's a good news because if it could, most business owners that are out there, and you can raise your hand like me if you are, when we first heard about AI, we thought, cool, I can get rid of these annoying salespeople because we thought we can finally get rid of those crybabies. By the way, if I say anything negative about salespeople, guys, it's because I am one. I know what we're like. I'm just old enough to admit that we are not the perfect people on earth. So we don't want it to replace us. What we do want to do is we want to use it to amplify our skill and experience. So when I've got a client call that I need to go on, instead of me relying solely on my 35 years of experience in sales, I can now rely on my 35 years of experience in sales and all the Zoom transcripts that I had with you, Joe, in the meetings that we had, or the ones that I recorded on my phone if we met in person. And I can now have AI analyze that, remember all the things that I forgot because I promised,
Mhm.
being ADD, I forgot a bunch of details, and it can help make sure that I'm responding more timely and more accurately. And it also can help clean up my pipeline because let's face it, most salespeople have a bunch of crap on our pipeline that we keep there because it makes us feel good. And we live kind of in the maybe, maybe, hope, someday, someday mode that if we leave it on there long enough, somebody may actually buy. And you're right, they may. The problem is, and I've learned this through my experience, you're going to spend so much time hoping that that turns into something that had you simply spent that time looking for one new customer, you'd make a lot more money. We
Mhm.
didn't get into sales because it was easy, guys and gals. We got into it to make more money. Use AI to help you make more money by making all these things happen faster and with less work on your part. That way, you've still got plenty of time to go golfing. You've got plenty of time to take clients out for lunch. You got plenty of time to go home early and watch Billy's baseball game. All of those things are why we got into sales. But use AI to help you do that more effectively and ultimately make more money. You're then the star on your sales team. And now the good news is your industry leaders start reaching out to you because they want to hire you because they go, man, Joe's doing something interesting. Sorry, got on a soapbox there.
Oh, no, no, no. I love it. I was laughing because I've met so many different people and train salespeople, which are some of the hardest people to train because they always think they have this secret, but the secret is
Yes.
actually doing the work. I loved what you said here because I use ChatGPT. I do use Copilot sometimes too. I saw you went with that one. I don't, they're tools, but I'll use them to enhance my emails and fix grammar. So
Thank
with the
you.
dyslexia, I'll throw it in there. It fixes my grammar. I love that feature on Facebook. So if you notice, my posts are a lot better now. I'm not missing the stuff I normally miss, but I still have to do the work because in sales business, it's the human touch. So how do you help people blend that? Because I know there's a lot of people out there that just say to, let's say ChatGPT, write me an email to an executive on X, and then they just send it. how do you help them understand, hey, maybe I should put a little human touch on it because you can't just do I mean, AI's come a long way, but it's not there
It's not
perfectly.
that good. Yeah. Well, let's start by saying I want to train an AI model on me and what I do. So, if you're on ChatGPT, that's generally called a custom GPT. You're going to literally take information about yourself, your bio,
Hmm.
your resume, your some work you've done. You're going to take information about the company you work for, the products and services that you sell. You're going to upload all of that information to train the AI on you. Once we've done that and we've given it some basic instructions that when you respond, I want you to sound like Jonathan. By the way, Jonathan's got ADD. I'm an ENTJ on and blue, 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 all these personality things. I got knows tons about me. Now I'm going to go to my Dream 100 list and I'm going to say, okay, Joe's on my Dream 100 list. I need to reach out to figure out how to get in front of Joe. In the old days, it was kind of a, spray and pray. I hope it works out. Maybe, maybe, maybe not. Shotgun approach at best. Now we can be much more tactical in what we do. And I can go, okay, let's go to Joe's LinkedIn profile. By the way, I can download Joe's LinkedIn profile as a PDF really easily. I can then upload that back in and to my custom GPT, and I can say, okay, you know what I sell, you know who I am. Here's Joe. Here's his business. Tell a little few things I know. By the way, quick hack. Instead of typing it all out, literally just talk into the microphone on your computer or your phone, and it's so much faster. It'll transcribe it for you. You don't even need to use the voice mode. Just use the transcribe and now say, Joe's on my Dream 100, and I need a series of 5 emails that I can send Joe over the next 5 weeks that will pique his attention, create curiosity, and hopefully create some FOMO or fear of missing out that will set my emails apart from everything else that Joe's reading. And
Hmm.
now, because it knows you, because it knows that we all know that's what we should be doing. It's probably
Yeah.
what we tell our bosses we are doing, when in
Yep.
reality
Yeah.
we're not. Now I can do that, and here's the cool thing: I could do that for everybody on my Dream 100 list in less than 2 days.
Hmm.
Then I'd have
That's
five
amazing.
emails to send out. Then I can
Hmm.
send those emails out, and that means a week and a half later, my Dream 100 is either working or, as we know, we're pulling new people into it, and well, some are dropping off that because Joe, you may go, never mind, Jonathan, I'm not interested. Okay, great. Oh, by the way, now I can throw Joe into a long-term nurture campaign. I can use tools like High Level or whatever CRM you've got. They all have the tools available. But instead of trying to think about it or trusting the marketing department, who's never going to get one that's relevant anyway, I can create a customized drip campaign that nurtures not any prospect, but nurtures Joe. So
Hmm.
imagine the ability to go in and say, I want to create a simple campaign that sends Joe a follow-up email once a week for the next 52 weeks. And it needs to be about what I do. It needs to include stuff that's relevant to Joe. And oh, by the way, since I read Russell Brunson's book, let's make this a Seinfeld campaign. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's something much about nothing but makes people smile. And it's a great way to do a nurture campaign. By the way, I can prompt ChatGPT to do it as fast as I just said it. And
Hmm.
about by now, from the time I said that, your first couple of weeks of emails are already written, and it's going to be working on the next 52 weeks for you. You then upload that into your CRM, and again, that's going to take you 15, 20 minutes per
Which is
prospect.
crazy.
But now I have a defined, personalized email nurture campaign for Joe. And when I go to Sally next and I use Sally's information, it's going to be similar but different, all designed to resonate with Sally. And then I'm going to call Peter and then Beth, and I'm going to go on and on. And now, when I do this consistently, you can literally be adding 5 to 10 people a day doing that. And if you do that for a year, Joe, you're not going to be able to breathe because so many people are going to be calling you because you're going to have nurtured them to that point that I've never said this before, but you'll literally be at a point where you're not going to have time to cold call any longer because you're
Hmm.
going to have so many inbound leads coming in. So leveraging this is critical. And oh, by the way, if you want to make more money, that's more commissions. And if you want to get promoted in sales, it's a great way to get promoted because your boss is going to see, oh my gosh, look at this. Jonathan's doing all this stuff. And I need to have him teach the rest of the team. Guess he needs to become and move into management or something like that. So if that's your goal, you can do it. And if not, by the way, you make more money in sales than you do in management
Yep.
generally. If not, you want to be a sales rep, just be the best dang sales rep ever and make a crap load of money.
No, I love that. And so I'm gonna dig a little deeper here because people are like, okay, cool. So pretty much you put it in a chat GBT and then you have to hit the send button.
Yep.
Or you have an automated system with your CRM that will send it out. Like I've used ones like Outreach or other ones you can program into the system,
Yep. Yeah,
make
you
sure
can
it's
just
set
say
up
here,
for the right
here's
people.
here's the 52 emails, send out one a week. Thank you very much. I'm done.
Yeah, and you don't think about it. And then you get emails back, you're like, holy crap, why is Jonathan reaching out to me? Oh wait, I sent Jonathan an email for the last 10 weeks. Just don't act stupid when Jonathan reaches out and be like, oh, why are you reaching out to me? You just emailed me 10 weeks in a row. What do you mean? Don't mess that part up. But
Bingo. Yeah.
I love I think I love what you do here because what I teach people is you always make it about the client, the customer. You never talk about your product or your
100%.
service, and you got to know your persona. Like if I'm talking to a CFO, I'm talking about saving them money and finances. If I'm talking about to the president or a CEO, I'm talking about their vision. If I'm talking to the IT department, I'm talking about making their life easier. Remember, you have to always cultivate it toward them. But if you can actually have it to where it's like, Jonathan's the IT director, but he also likes the Boston Red Sox. I just made that up. You probably don't.
Yeah, but
Um,
if it's in your LinkedIn profile now, I do
yeah,
know about it, and so does ChatGPT.
yeah. And it makes life so much easier. You don't have to do the research as much. You're not doing a lot of the waste time. You can just bang, bang, bang and get on more meetings. That's a game changer right there.
Well, now imagine if you're in enterprise sales, and we know in enterprise sales, sometimes we don't just have one decision maker. We may
Yep.
literally be reaching out to the CEO, the CFO, the CIO, depending on what we're doing, maybe another C level, or maybe we've got a key champion that we're reaching out to as well. Imagine that ability to create. Now, this might take an entire afternoon while you were drinking soda and coffee, so it's not going to be hard work, guys. I know we sales reps, we don't like hard work, but imagine creating a campaign that literally for the next year would reach out or whatever period you want to every key stakeholder in that possible prospect. Because now what's going to happen is when you do that and they get to the management meeting in 3 weeks, they're all going to be talking about, man, Joe's got a solution for us. And the finance guy is going to reference it from his perspective, the CIO from the IT perspective, the CEO from the saving money, time, making more money. And then if there's a champion in the room that maybe is part of it, they're watching your backside outside of that meeting to make sure that when somebody else gets mentioned, they keep talking about Joe because Joe keeps helping them by giving them
Mhm.
valuable information. This is stuff we literally couldn't have done without an entire sales team. And now, literally, you and your favorite AI model and a good CRM can do this in a few hours.
It back in the day, I used to be the guy who just make all the calls. I would outwork everyone. Well, now I
Ditto.
have to be smarter because I can't just outwork everyone. Someone can be super lazy. Listen to what I'm saying, all you lazy people out there, because you create new things, and that's not a negative. Lazy people find great ways to make things easier. This is the gold mine. Like you spend 2, 3 days setting it up for each of your personas, each of your group. A lot of people have modules. I work in enterprise sales, so I understand what you're
Yep.
talking about, the different personas. And if you're not, and you're just doing B2C, oh my gosh, your life is so much easier. And then you're just booking meetings. You don't have the access on there. But let's go a little bit deeper here because there's more than just the
Oh, yeah.
the sales
Yeah.
process for AI. Like there's so many different things. What other new cool things are coming out right now that have perked your interest that you say, hey, this could be a game changer? Because I know you have the major group, you're in that space, you understand what's going on.
I think there's a couple things that are really making a big difference, especially as it relates to sales. One is the ability for me to train an avatar on who I am. And by that, I mean a video avatar and a voice avatar. Now, let me tell you, if you got a beard like me, those don't work as well. Plain and simple sucks, but you know what? Then they know you're being authentic. But here's what it can do. Imagine that I'm going to, if you guys have ever used like Loom or a short video recorder where you can record a message and you're like, man, this would be amazing, but I've got to reach out to 57 prospects. I don't want to record 57 videos. Today, now literally, I can record one video and then I can say at the beginning of the video that it's going to be like insert prospect name. So now I can upload the 57 prospect names that I've got, and AI will automatically, in my voice, go, hey, Joe, it's Jonathan. Hey, Billy, it's Jonathan. Hey, Susie, it's Jonathan. And it will change that startup to customize it to the. So now, guess what? When you get that video, instead of saying, hey, I'm so glad to talk to you today, I want to, and you go, yeah, you recorded that and sent that to 400 people. When I go,
Hmm.
hey, Joe, it's Jonathan, you go, hang on, he
Yep.
just said my name. He recorded that for me. Now, guess what? You as a prospect are listening all of a sudden, and AI can help you do that. So as a salesperson, record once, send to many, all customized. One of the things I absolutely think is huge in the sales arena. The other thing that I think is unique is it's never been easier for you as a sales rep to build a personal brand. And it's
Hmm.
never probably also been more needed than it is right now. With all the noise out there and all the things that are going on, because the one downside to AI is every lazy salesperson out there is trying to put out tons of content. Good news is most of them are doing a crappy job at it. It's okay.
Yep. Yep.
By you taking just an extra millisecond and doing it the right way and building a strong personal brand, you can establish yourself as the expert in your niche. And that means this isn't by just pitching everybody all the time. It's by adding value. It's by writing content, social media posts, blog posts, videos. Before you go, oh my goodness, I thought you said this was going to save me time. We all love to talk. We're salespeople. It's easy to record video. It's easy to do social media, especially when you talk and use the transcription feature. You now can become a content generation machine. And don't tell your boss, but it's not about them. It's all about you because you're
Hmm.
building your personal brand now.
Yep.
Now, if you're in the industry, I've got a buddy who's in the medical billing space. So when he's doing it, he's not building his company's brand, he's building his brand as an expert in the medical billing space. And guess what? Now, when he's out doing, because he's been doing this for almost a year, now when he's out at shows and things like that, instead of him having to walk up and introduce himself to people, people come up to him because they know who he is. They've seen his videos. By the way, we record most of those right on this device here.
Hmm.
Hold it vertical, do it selfie style, and talk to it and answer your customers' questions.
Yep.
Now you have the time to do this. And if you didn't have ideas, AI can help you do the ideas. AI can help you repurpose that. And now, when you're at a show, when you're at an event, or literally when you just get an appointment and you're meeting somebody on Zoom, they're going to go, man, Jonathan, I feel like I know you because I see you everywhere. Thank you.
Yep.
In the back of your head, you're going, I'm not sure why. Just say thank you because you've already built that credibility. We know people buy from people they know, like, and trust. It's an overused
Hmm.
phrase, but it's true. Well, you can create that now as your personal brand. And here's why this is so important if you're a sales rep. Again, don't tell your boss. If you ever decide to leave, you didn't build your company's brand, you built your brand. And so, unless you decide to switch industries entirely, you're golden because all
Hmm.
those people are going to be reaching out to you, not the company. And that's what we all want as a sales rep. We want them to reach out to us. And you can do that with AI and leverage it in literally a couple of hours a week. And you can do something that, again, virtually every other sales rep in your industry is not doing.
Yeah, no, I love that. Like, because when you said that, I had a different guy on the show and goes, "You're everywhere." It was like the best compliment I could ever hear because, like, I'm posting, I'm doing content, I'm doing
Yep,
stuff, but I'm also doing it authentic to me. You'll see a lot of my posts when I'm out on the walk because I get a lot of my like
absolutely.
insight from there. But that shows my brand. When you see me with the video and I'm walking out in the sunshine, that is just establishing what I do. But then you see other posts where I'm just doing different things and I love that concept because no one does it. You know why most of the time people fail? They overestimate what they're doing with one little thing and don't have enough touch points to bring people to like them, trust them, or believe in them. In reality, that's the game. If someone goes to me and says, "Hey, who do you need? Who do you know with AI?" I think of you first and foremost. You have the credibility, you have the group. I watched your stuff, I've seen your content enough to be drawn into it. If someone came to me and said, "Hey, what about podcasting?" I'd probably say Richard Kaufman because
Yep,
the dude's always talking about podcasting. What are you known for? And I love that aspect because the average sales guy stays in a role for 2 years. If you stay more than 2 years, 3 years, you're an expert. But if you move, you don't lose the expert status just because you switched roles. I went
bingo.
from Spectrum Enterprise to T-Mobile, and I have more people still reaching out to me because I built that brand in the B2B space. So no, I love that. I think that's key.
Yeah. And again, that's that cheat code that allows you to make your life better. And again, puts you as the salesperson back in control of your career. You're no longer dependent upon your boss and their decisions to make the right decisions for the company. There's a better product or service in your industry that comes out. Guess what? You're now the person that everybody wants working for them. That means you negotiate better bennies, everything, better situations. You get more flexibility because we all know at the end of the day, if we're selling stuff, we can get most anything we want from our employer. If we're not selling, we can't get anything. But
Right.
if you're doing this, you're going to be getting leads coming in. And imagine you want to switch industries, or it's not switch industries, but switch companies. And you let the new company know you're not really interested in the leads they're bringing in because you have so many leads reaching out to you already.
Hmm. Oh,
Not
it's
a
power.
single salesperson has ever told them that in their entire life. Now they want you and they want you bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It distinguishes everything. I got the new role because I had won the president's circle, and the people that knew me said, "You need to hire this guy." In fact, one of the higher ups said, "Hey, you need to hire this guy. Will be your best hire," to the manager that I was working for. It's like crazy. And I think what people forget is your brand is what shows them what's going on. That I
Absolutely.
think that's the thing. Do you believe in niching down? Like to distinguish yourself with your brand, let's go a little bit deeper here. Do you believe in like we'll use sales? I use something that I'm doing right now. I'm doing a course on helping connect with C-suite people because I'm really good at it. And then I'm like, I deal with people with companies 300 to 1,000 people on a daily basis. I can teach you to find your ideal client. That's been my
Mhm.
little niche as of late. But before that, I was teaching other stuff. Do you think that's a good idea, or would you be more of a broader stroke? What are your thoughts on with
I
brand
am a
building?
I am a huge fan of beginning with a niche and building that out. Here's the good news. Just because you're known for one thing doesn't mean that's the only thing you can do or the only thing you can sell. But be known for that. For example, I have never reached out to people to ask to speak at their events. I've never had the time to do that. Yet I'm now literally turning down speaking offers every week or virtually every week because so many people are reaching out. I've never said I wanted to speak at events. I just started sharing about AI. Started
Mhm.
sharing stories about how easy it was to use. I did other things, and now people that have want speakers are going, Jonathan, would you speak at our event? When I started, I was like, hell yes, I'll do that. No problem. And I'll do it for free because I want to get in front of them. I'm thankful
Yeah.
to say that that's no longer the case. Now I'm
Hmm.
able to charge a good fee. I'm able to get paid good travel to do it. I'm able to attend events as part of the deal. And now I get to be picky and say, I want to do this event and not that event because there's just not enough time.
Yep.
That is an incredible position to be in as a salesperson. And by the way, that's not because I went out to become the AI speaker. I've never really even talked about it. But when you become an expert in a niche, people are going to reach out to you because they see you as the expert. And again, so yeah, whatever, if it's a widget, if it's for a specific industry, you mentioned for yourself, sometimes it's here's my ideal client and I help them find their ideal client.
Hmm.
Well, you know what? I don't fit in that mix of companies you just said. I'm not that big. My company, Whitebeard Strategies, isn't as big. But if I start following your stuff, I see your videos, your social posts, your blogs, and I'm man, Joe, man, if I need an ICP, he's my guy. He is the ICP guy. Guess
Hmm.
what? I'm still going to reach out.
Oh yeah, the people that I work with my sales business, a lot of times aren't they don't own a 300 to 1,000 uh, employee type of company, but they understand, well, if he can do it with them, he can definitely help me figure out my ideal client. It's just establishing that brand, establishing what that is. My
Yeah.
market for that's different than the market I deal with, but I think it's just learning your people, learning your personas, and figuring out where do I fit in? Because when I first came in, I did what every entrepreneur does. I tried to be a big brush. I can help you with
Oh,
sales
yeah.
coaching. What does that mean? No one knows
It
what that
doesn't,
means.
yeah,
And until I dialed
exactly.
down, it didn't matter.
Yeah, if you say I can help sales coaches or I can help you with sales, if you're a chiropractor and you service people that are in sports related industries, most salespeople go, I don't want to do that because what if I talk to a chiropractor or a dentist or somebody else? Don't worry about it. They're still going to want to talk to you. But now that chiropractor that does work with sports related industries, you're the first person they're going to call. And that's what you want because you were able to relate directly to them. I spent a lot of my career being a generalist and I worked really hard and thankfully made decent money. I then learned about niching down, and it happened literally about 5 years ago. And
Mhm.
so I was old when I learned it. I was 50. But dang, I wish I would have learned it when I was younger because it is a whole lot easier to be known for something in an area. And then what happens, this literally just happened to me a couple of months ago. I had a group of people reach out to me that are not my ideal client profile and said, we know you don't normally work with us, which is true, but we love what you're doing. We would like you to put together a custom program. And oh, by the way, I talked to one of them somewhere. You'd mentioned you need at least a dozen companies to do this with you before you'll launch something. I have 15 of us that are ready to sign. Just
Nice.
tell us how much it's going to cost. Now, I was fair with them, don't get me wrong, but do you know how easy, how hard it would be? Think about to go find, decide, oh, I want to do this, then find 15 companies willing to do it. Reverse that around, be an expert in a niche, and have somebody come to you and say, I know you said you need a dozen, I have 15 of us and our checkbooks are open. Just don't rip us off.
Yeah. Yeah. But you built the brand. Here's the thing. You
I
established the
did, and
credibility.
it takes
You
it
built it.
takes
Yeah.
time. But now
Hmm.
what I want to encourage, because again, I'm a sales guy by nature. It's where I made most of my money in my career. We all want to do the easy thing. We want that easy button. AI is an easier button and it will help out. But the other part I want to remind you is don't do this for 30 days and go, dang it, that didn't work, Jonathan. He lied to me, man. 30 days in, I did 4 videos. I wrote a blog post. I think I posted to my social media once a week and nobody's calling me. Nope. That's why you need AI because you need to put out 3 social media posts today. You need to do a video with your phone. Again, pick it up. You got time every day.
Hmm.
Answer a question. I don't know if you've ever heard of the book They Ask You Answer. Great book,
Mm-mm.
simple one. It's basic premise is just get on video and answer the questions your audience is asking and do it consistently. If you would do that every day, as we're recording this at the end of March, 1st of April, if you would do that every day for the rest of the year, record one video, Monday through Friday, answering a question. And if you run out of questions, just go ahead and grab one from ChatGPT that relates to your industry. I promise you that a year from now, if you do that, you won't have to be wondering where your next deal is going to be coming from. In fact, you're going to be asking for an assistant to help you out because you're going to be too busy in between appointments to schedule other appointments. And it sounds like an exaggeration. I'm not kidding. It's not hard, but it requires something that we as salespeople struggle with: discipline and
Yep.
consistency. Here's the good news. We're talking 15, 20 minutes a day. If we drink our coffee slow, we're talking 30 minutes a day. You can do it sitting on the stool in the morning if you want. Okay, guys, this is on your phone. This does not require a lot of work. But if you do it consistently and you use AI to help leverage what you already know and make that easier, I'm telling you, it can change everything for you.
Yeah. No, I've been in this game. I've been in sales over 20 years, but I've been in this game about 4 years. And in the beginning, it took a little bit of time to figure it out, but now
Yep.
I'm having people that I had no idea. I've had international customers that paid me 2,500 bucks to train them in sales that I didn't even know them. Like they just
Yeah.
reached out and said, "Hey, can you help me?" And I'm like, "Sure." And then at first, I want to make sure it was like just legitimate people that I've never known. They're saying, "Hey, can you help me out? How much is it going to cost? What's it going to be?" And it's because consistently every day, success is boring. It's doing this stuff over and over again with the known results all the time. Most people don't do it. And that's why you can beat them. That's why you can win so much easier. Now with AI, it's so stupid easy. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it is. It's so stupid easy to win now. If you actually are just willing to put in, like you said, 15 minutes a day, and no, there's no MLM pitch at the end. We're not asking you what your
Right.
three buddies. We're just saying you put it out into the stratosphere and you keep doing it and showing up. The people are going to be drawn.
No, in fact, you shouldn't be making sales pitches regularly on this content. There's times to do it, but this isn't
Hmm.
it. This is to add value. Reminds me, I'm old enough to remember. You're probably not old enough, Joe, but I remember Zig Ziglar was really big when I was getting into sales. And Zig always said, if you help enough other people get what they want in life, you can have anything you want in life. And that same thing is true here. You can give away your knowledge It's you then pay for the implementation of that, and that will work across the board. I don't care whether you're selling cars. I just bought a minivan. Yay, exciting. Jonathan got a minivan. No, I just bought a minivan. And who did I buy it from? From somebody that I thought knew more about the product that I wanted to buy than anybody else. I didn't just go down to the dealership and see which person asked me. It's not how it worked. It's not how it works for most things nowadays. So again, whether you're selling cars, whether you're selling stocks and financial stuff, whether you're selling services, you can be selling copy machines, I don't know, whatever. If you're the expert, gone are the days when I'm just going to buy, I'm going to go buy it here locally. That can help and it may help in your marketplace. But like you said, especially with the services, you're going to get
Mhm.
people calling you from all over the globe wanting to work with you. And you're going to go, I mean, I did a training the other day. I had people from Singapore and Germany
Mhm.
and South Africa. I don't know any people that live in those particular areas that they were at. I didn't have to. All these people were willing to invest some of their hard-earned money for the service that I was providing, and I didn't have to pitch them. I didn't have to sell them. They literally came and said, "I've decided I want this. You offer it. Can I get it from you?" And you can do that in your career no matter what you're selling.
Yeah. No, I love it. I think the game has changed. And I do know who Ziegler is because when I first started, I he was already done. But
Yep,
I like his ideas. I've never been the slam you salesman. I'm a relationship salesman. I like to build a
me too.
relationship, make sure you're taken care of. I'm not going to screw you. I treat you like it's my business, not like I'm selling you. That's what I want you to have in the mindset. But I think it's so much easier. And the cool thing is with the internet, with everything you can do, the world is open to you. Like you may have to get up early, like when you're talking to the dude in South Africa, maybe you got up a little bit earlier that day or stay up a little bit later for time zone. But if you're making money and it's something you like
I would
doing,
say if
it's
you're
not
getting
hard.
paid, why not? I mean, it's not like
I
I
got
was
up
up
at
at 2 in the
5.
morning.
Yeah, I got up at 5 a.m. to train the dude in Germany for 6 weeks, once a week, 1 hour a week. I get up early anyway. I have puppies. They wake me up at 5 anyway. So I got paid to get up instead of just paid to play with the puppies. It's great. I had no problem with that. I want to kind of recap what we've talked about so people to get it. Get systems in place, have it set up to where you can use your CRM, use Chat GBT or the AI models around you. And all this stuff is free. It is not, we're not even talking about anything that you pay for yet. I mean, I guess you can pay for Chat GBT, but like even the basic version that I use,
It's
it's
20
not
bucks a
that
month.
crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
20 bucks.
you could pay $20 and you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Why wouldn't you? I'm
Yeah.
making money without even using the paid version. Like I'm using it off the cheap sheet and it's still working. Like it's crazy. I think people need to it's the
Well,
same old adage.
yeah, I mean, and we know as salespeople, we're cheap unless it's the boss's money, and that's okay. But if the company you're working for uses Microsoft products, you've got access to Copilot already. If
Mhm.
the company
Yep.
you're using uses Gmail for your backend, so it's all through Google's Workspace, you've got access to G Suite. Those are great, I'm sorry, Gemini.
Mhm.
Those are great products. You don't need anything else to do that. And again, what you'll quickly find out is for the cost of one lunch with a buddy, probably less nowadays, you can actually get the tools that you want to use so you can make enough money that you can take the whole family out and not care because you're making enough money.
Yeah. Yeah. It really comes back to what you said though. You have to be disciplined enough to do the things you need to do each and every day so that you can win. But you just gave them the cheat sheet. Like literally you said, hey, if you do this, X, Y, Z, you can get your persona, your person, your stuff.
Yeah, and no more picking up the phone to cold call somebody. Now you're picking up the phone to record video and to do things like that, which is a whole lot easier. Plus, the other benefit you've got, if you want, you know what? I mean, I do this because it's my choice. You don't have to, but we get done with work for the day, sit down on the sofa with my wife after dinner, and there's the battle over the remote. Who's gonna get it? I've just given up. I give it to my wife and I pull out my phone and I create social media content with AI. I
Mhm.
answer questions with AI. I send emails out to people with AI. By the way, what sales rep hasn't got an email from a prospect and you're like, oh man, I don't know how to respond to this one the right way. I'm not sure what to say. I know I need to do it. I just did it this morning. I gave the email to AI and I said, just hold it. Here's what I want to say, but I'm not sure how to say it well. Not kidding you when I say within 4 to 5 seconds, I had
Mhm.
an incredibly well written email in my tone and style. I changed 2 words, copy and pasted it, and press send. It's now done and off my plate in literally a couple of minutes versus what would have old Jonathan. I'll get to that later. I'll get to that later. I'd look at it 70 times before I actually went and did it. Now it's done, it's taken care of. That means you've got more time to focus on what matters to you, whether that's sales, whether that's your family, whether it's your new motorcycle, it doesn't matter, whether it's sports. You're going to have more time and more flexibility.
Well, and I love the fact that it also gives better touch points for your client because
Yeah.
they emailed you and you responded that fast instead of they email you and it's 24 hours, 72 hours. Oh no, does this guy really know what he's doing compared to when I email you, when someone texts you or does stuff like that. I use it for text sometime. Like I'll have a
Always.
customer send me a question. I'll literally go to my chat GPT and go, hey, fix my grammar here because I know I have dyslexia. Like I know I will miss like the ED or different things if I
Yeah.
don't. Throw it in there, pop, boom, good to go. And they're like, holy crap, this guy's on. And then it can also then make your voice sound more professional if you're with the wrong person. Not the wrong person, but like if you don't talk the way they talk, hey, make this sound a little bit better in a way that they can relate. Because different people think different ways, like doctors, lawyers,
Yeah.
CEOs.
Yeah, by teaching it who your audience is, again, that's the
Mhm,
benefit of the simple thing of downloading a LinkedIn profile for your prospect. Most of us are in B2B sales, not all of us, but most of us are. And if we're doing B2B sales, your prospects almost assuredly on LinkedIn means you can take that profile information. You don't have to know everything. But again, little things like you mentioned, maybe I'm a fan of the Boston Bruins. You make a comment about that occasionally and it comes up, or you
mhm.
talk about the university that I went to, if you saw that I'm really proud of that, or whatever the case is, and you're going to be able to do that so easily now without you having to do hours of research and sound like everybody else on LinkedIn who's going, yeah, I saw you posted some really interesting content and I'd like to get to know you. Or they start off by going, hi, Joe. And you're like, yeah, never mind. You're trying to sell me something and you're wasting my time.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, you have to, especially in the C-suite, they're no nonsense. They don't got time for the small talk. You have to know who you're talking to. If you're talking to maybe
Yes.
someone in IT that needs more information or someone in
Yeah,
accounting,
absolutely.
then you have to have the longer drawn out emails. I found in my life, I just work off P2B thought. I attack the C-suite first because I relate and I think that way. So it's easier for me to hit them. But now with the new AI and all the different stuff, now I can do multiple different. I use battle turns assaults just because that's how my mind
Yeah.
thinks. But multiple different attacks on the organization to get the right people involved. And I think
Yeah.
that's such a game changer now because now it's easy. Like no, there's no excuses to not make sales now, really.
Yeah, and it's also, when you find something that works with one of your prospects, imagine being able to you just close a new deal and a prospect you ask, "Hey, now we're done that kind of post sale, can I ask why you chose to work with me?" And they share something with you that makes you go, "Oh, that's new. Hadn't thought of that one
Hmm.
before." Imagine being able to take that reason, have AI look at your entire pipeline of potential deals and go, this client said he chose us for the following reason, based upon what you know about the people in my prospect list. Analyze them and come back to me and tell me which prospect should I reach out to tomorrow with this same point to remind them. Because I bet you can find 3 or 4 out of your prospects that you got 50 that exact same reason would resonate with them. And if you miss, oh well, you missed. It's like throwing your line out when you're fishing and reeling it back in.
Yep.
Nobody
Yep.
bites. Just try again. But now we can try so much more easily. It's again, it's just yeah, it's being there, it's being relevant. You combine that with your personal brand, rock star.
Yeah. No, I love that. We're not done, but I want you to tell people where they can find you because I know a lot of them are like, "Hey, how do I find Jonathan? He knows what he's talking about."
Well, easy thing is just remember my name. It's Jonathan Mast, M-A-S-T. If you go to jonathanmast.com, you'll find everything you need. If you want to add /link tree to the end of that, it'll go right to a mobile optimized page. It's got tons of free resources, everything that you're going to need. There's a few paid ones out there as well, but I give away tons of information for free. I've got a massive Facebook group filled with entrepreneurs and salespeople. You want tips, you want to get started, you're a business owner, a salesperson, you want to figure it out, just join and hang out, lurk for a little bit until you're ready.
Yeah, I love it. I'm part of the group. I'm not always commenting, but a lot of times I'm reading and doing stuff because I'm good at sales. I'm learning on AI. So that, but yeah,
There
I
you
highly
go.
recommend your group. Your group's great.
Thank you.
I know we've talked about a lot of different things, but in the AI world with everything coming out, is there anything else that you're like excited about? Like this could be a new game changer, or this could be something that just helps save more time besides what we talked about?
There are all kinds of things happening, and they're happening so incredibly fast. It's really sometimes even hard to keep up. But there are tons and tons of tools. Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but what I want to encourage your sales people to know, your business owner, anybody that's listening in, the main tools that are out there, and I consider that to be ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and Copilot. Those four are probably the big ones. We can throw Grok in as well. Grok's new version is actually really good. So if you like Elon or you don't like Elon, he makes a good AI model. Any one of those will serve you so incredibly well that you don't need to be focused on, again, what's going to be the latest and greatest, and do I have access to this one, or oh, everything would be great if I just had this. No, everything can be great without that. Do you need AI? Yeah, but you've probably already got access, and like you said, everything I just mentioned, they have give you free access. So even if you run out of it, just switch models up. You've got five, six of them to choose from. No big deal. And you've got access. As far as things that are changing that are coming out, I think the big difference is right now we're talking about essential things that can help you do a task or two. Agenic AI is a term that's being thrown on a lot, and we're starting to hear from it in where there's AI agents. Now imagine, instead of just doing what we talked about, where you download the PDF from the LinkedIn profile and then you ask it to write this and you do this, imagine that you basically now said, I have a goal. I sell windows to commercial buildings, and therefore I need to reach making this up. I need to reach property managers in and around the Pensacola, Florida region, which is close to where I'm at. Um, Imagine being able to tell an AI model, go out online, find the property management companies that manage commercial buildings, review and search and find out who this person is, whatever that is that you need to sell to, then create an email based upon the information that you're able to search about that person, pitching my services or products, or maybe just beginning by offering some value
Mhm.
and create all this. And all you have to do is really set it and say go. And it will logically put together a task list and then go execute on that. We're by the end of the year, if not sooner, Joe, we're going to be at a point where a sales rep can go home for the night and can come in the morning, and 50 of his top prospects will have gotten emails from that person overnight, or be ready to send out that morning if you want, all written, all ready to go, all targeted based upon the research. Be like hiring a team of VAs to work for you all night long. So you could come in the morning and go, yeah, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. That agenic AI is just, we're already have the first version that we've seen. It's going to get so much better by fall when we get done with summer. It's going to be blowing your mind what you can do. But the key is you need to start learning about AI now if you're in sales or business, so that that's not your first foray, because it's going to, those people that have experience and those that don't, it's like a good sales rep and a newbie. How many times have
Mhm.
you, as a seasoned sales rep, had to take the newbie out with you? And you cringed at some of the questions they asked. And not that because they were done, they were just ignorant. They didn't know any better.
Yep.
You don't
Yep.
want to be that ignorant person when it comes to AI, when agenic stuff comes out. So get involved today. Get your feet wet. It's not going to, you don't even have to bloody your nose. The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to go, well, that wasn't very good. That's the worst that happens.
Yeah, no, I love that. Jonathan, I appreciate you being on the show. We're probably gonna have to have you in about another 6 months because I'm assuming all this stuff is gonna change and grow and
Oh,
be
yeah.
faster as fast as it's been popping and popping. And for all you listening, I'm gonna leave you with that. Get into it now, learn now, get as much information as you can and start using it now because AI is here, it's not going anywhere. And if you don't, you're gonna be left behind and wondering why you can't succeed where other people are. Until next time,
Mm.
have an awesome, wonderful